Glucose is the most common form of energy in living organisms, and as such, it plays an important role in metabolism and energy usage. What organisms use and store glucose? What is the primary role of glucose in plants? And how does germination affect glucose production? The purpose of our experiment is to test the presence of glucose in dormant versus germinating seeds. After doing some research, I came over a few key terms, and we'll go over them now. Glucose. Glucose is a sugar with a molecular formula C6H12O6. Glucose is overall the most abundant monosaccharide, a subcategory of carbohydrates. Germination. Germination is a process by which a plant grows from a seed into a seedling. My hypothesis is that non-germinating seeds will contain starch, as they need a polymer to compactly store the energy for the perfect conditions. In contrast, the germinated seed will have glucose, as glucose is soluble, and this attribute is needed in the beginning to grow the plant. Redistributing and using the stored energy. I can predict that the contact with water and perfect human conditions encourage the plant to break down the stored starches into simple glucose monomers. This is likely the purpose of germination, in which a plant is preparing for growth and energy use.
In our experiment, we crushed both non-germinating and germinating seeds to test for the presence of glucose using the Benedict's and iodine tests. The difference between these two tests is that the Benedict's tests for simple sugars such as glucose, while iodine tests for starches. The non-germinating seeds passed the iodine test, but failed the Benedict's. This means that it only contains starches and not simple glucose sugars. After germinating a sample of seeds, we tested it with iodine and Benedict's tests. Due to the improper testing conditions, both tests were unsuccessful and inconclusive. We repeated the test after germinating a new class of seeds, making sure to follow proper safety and experimental procedures. This time, the results indicated that the seed contained a high concentration of glucose, but little to no starch. Analyzing this data, we can confirm our initial hypothesis that dormant seeds store energy in the form of starch, while germinated seeds break down this starch into glucose in order to facilitate growth and energy usage. Glucose and starch both have their own distinct and vital functions, and are present in plants during times that they are needed. Glucose helps with root growth, the creation of cellulose, and it is the primary energy source for plants. Starch, on the other hand, is a more complex polysaccharide, and its function is long-term energy storage.